Good morning, children. Hello, how are you? I hope all of you must be fine. And today I am continuing the topic Bhakti Sufi tradition. And today I am continuing the telling you about the spread of Islam. In the previous lecture, I told you how the Islam spread to the elite class, that is ruling class, and how the ruling class were following the orders and firmans of the ulamas. Now today I will tell you that not only ruling class but the common people were also ready, and many common people were also there who accepted the religion of Islam. And those common people were peasants, some were artisans, some were warriors, and some were merchants. They also accepted Islam, and the people who accepted Islam, they had to follow all the principles according to the Islam. For example, if they are having 5 pillars, then of Islam, they have the people who wanted to follow the Islamic religion, they had to follow all the principles, that is all the 5 pillars of Islam. In this, first is one God. According to the Islamic religion, they accept that there is only one God, that is Allah. And then there is messenger, that is Muhammad Sahab is the messenger of the God. And messenger is called Shahada in their language. Messenger means the person who conveys messages of God to the people. And then second is namaz. According to the Muslim religion, if anyone is Muslim, then certainly he had to offer namaz 5 times in a day. Then third is zakat. Zakat is alms, yani if anyone is Muslim, then he has to give some zakat also. Zakat means alms, that is dan. In every religion, you can find out that people have to give some alms to the poor people on some particular occasion. In the same way, Muslims were also having the concept of zakat. Then that is fasting, that is called Sawn, S-A-W-N, S-A-W-N, Sawn. According to the Muslim religion, Ramadan is a very holy month, that is बहुत ही पवित्र महीना माना जाता है रमजान. And in Muslim, they have to do fasting for 1 month in the month of Ramadan, and they have to give alms also during the period of Ramadan, which is accepted as very good. And they think if someone is capable to give something to the poor, then that it means that God will be happy from those people. And then pilgrimage means यात्रा करना, किसी भी धार्मिक स्थान की यात्रा करना. हर धर्मों में हर धर्म के अपने धार्मिक स्थान होते हैं जिनकी यात्रा करना अच्छा माना जाता है. इन द सेम वे दे से दैट हज करना उनके हिसाब से इट इज गुड एंड फॉर देम. एंड इफ वन इज एबल एंड वन हैज fulfilled all his responsibility, then he must he must go for hajj. Then one most important thing is that as I told you that Muslims started to come to India from northwestern part of our country, and then they started to settle down in different parts of our country. Some people were there who adopted all the local languages and local traditions, local beliefs very easily, and those people were able to settle down here. And the result was that the impression of local languages were also there in their own culture, religion and art and architectural, and in every field the same way local people were also impressed, and there was an impression of the people who came from outside on the local peoples and the people of India. We can say that we were also influenced by their own way of talking, by their language, by their art, architecture, songs, and whatever the knowledge they were having, whatever the culture and belief they were having. That result is that we can see that all the monuments which we found and we see belong from the Mughal period, and all the monuments are having the features of not only Indian architecture but Persian also, Arabic also, and Islamic also, and from the Mughal Kaleen, that is Mughal period. Because most of the monuments which were constructed from in the Mughal period, those are in the northern part of our country. Most of them in the northern part of our country. Some are in the southern and western, eastern and part of the country, but most of them are in the northern part of our country. So we can see that there is a big difference between the culture and between the features. We can see these features and impression in every field. Then there is we can say devotional songs. What are devotional songs? The songs which are formed and which are created in praise of God. Those songs are called devotional songs. It may be in any religion. Then Islamic people and in Islam and people belonging from Muslims, they also form so many devotional songs. But what is important? The important is this, that wherever they were living, they adopted their culture and tradition, as I told you. So the result was that the impact of language was also there, and the result was that they have formed the songs in Punjabi language also, Multani also, Sindhi also, Kutchi also, Gujarati also, and some people came and they settled down on the coast of Kerala, and whatever the songs, devotional songs they have formed in a Malayali language. Then next topic is names of communities. As you have seen that common people, they talk about the different communities and they give and they identify the communities with some name. For example, they say very easily that they are Muslims, they are Hindus, they are Christians, they are Jews. You know, they talk, all of you see, I think, all of you come across with the people who identify some group with some name. But what is important, that historians have said that they have studied for a long period of time for finding these terms in the textual documents. They have studied all the Sanskrit documents. They have seen the inscriptions also, but they did not find any word like Muslim or Hindus mentioned in any textual document or any inscription. It means these were formed by the common people, and common people themselves started to identify some group of people like Muslims and like Hindus. Right? So we can see what we find that in whatever the inscriptions or textual documents we find that people or rulers they came from outside like Central Asia, some came from Arab countries, some came from Iran also. So the people who came from the other part of the world, and they were known for from their land name. For example, Turuksha, the people or the group of people or the ruler who came from Turkey, they were known as Turuksha. That Turkish, they were known as Turuksha. Then we can say that Tajikistan, they were called as Tajika. Then again, the people came from Persia, they started to come to know about Pariksha. So the people who came from Tajikistan, they were called as Tajika, and the people who came from Persia, they were known as Pariksha. And Turks and Afghanistan were called, the people from Turks and Afghanistan were called as Shakals. And then there is a word Mlecha. Who were Mlecha? Actually, the people who did not accept the demarcation and the division of caste, and they did not follow the code of conducts mentioned by the Brahmanas, they were called Mlecha. So that's all for today, children. Tomorrow again I will tell you some other topics. Thank you. Have a nice day.